Hi, I'm Claire and this is my husband Nick. We met in an online chat room in 2001 and ended up getting married in 2006. We're a fairly normal, hard-working couple. We love travelling and enjoying a drink or two. In early 2020, we decided we wanted a whole new life-changing challenge. So we said goodbye to our jobs. We sold our Wiltshire farmhouse. We packed up our things and made the move to France. In early 2001, I went back to the UK to finalise our house sale and pick up my Aga. I was on Facebook on an Escape to the Chateau fan club page when I saw this advert. I messaged Nick the advert. Curiosity got the better of him and he went and arranged a viewing. With the instructions from me, I trust your judgment. If you think I'll like it, put in an offer. The offer was accepted and we finally got the keys on the 10th of June 2021. Join us and our dogs, Merlot and Flora, as we renovate our Maison de Maître.
It's a Sunday morning and we've left the village. We've come into Matter, where there is a Brocante.
Also known as a car boot sale or tat shopping.
Tat shopping, exactly.
It's actually quite a huge Brocante, this. It just kind of keeps going on and on and on and on and on. And there's some fairly okay things, but there is also some complete and utter crap. Here comes the happy one after his trip to the car. Hello.
Glad to see you've not bought anything else.
Guess what's for dinner in our house? Cheese. What have you got for lunch today?
Fish and chips.
With beer. Well, what do you think? Do you like it or not?
Yeah, it'd be alright.
It'd be alright.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it looks a bit too pointy for my liking.
Think of the rails.
Think of the roof. I think someone's already done it up though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually just a monument. It's not actually.
Yes.
So.
Oh well, never mind. Don't I bring you to all of the best places?
You could almost call this a beauty spot.
Guess where we've come to today? We've come to herpes. Brilliant. So
It's pond. It's not the point of it, herpes. It's the pond, the bridge.
the bridge of herpes. Oh, brilliant.
This is what happens when I let you navigate.
I know, but it's so funny, isn't it? When I navigate, we get to go to all of the best places, don't we?
Some of which have really catchy names.
I'm now on to another set of shutters. I've got one side done with one coat and I'm just about to do the other side with its first coat. And they are from this doorway here. And that's really strange because this window here, the shutters are never really open on it. But I think Nick's hopefully going to take them down for me today so I can start preparing those. And I've asked for some more shutters as well, so I'm going to try and do a few sets a week if I can. And I think I'd like to do some of this side next. Can't, another 2 shutters down on the longhouse. I'm going to be in for a good paint week. Well done, dear. It's quite nice. We're finally getting some strawberries that aren't just green. And I think from the ever-growing collection of tomatoes, 2 are finally ready. Look at them. Hang on. Hi.
Oh, I'd have had tomato first and the strawberry for dessert.
The strawberry. Half the strawberry.
That's quite nice.
And then you can have the tomato. And I'll have the other one.
Back down in the cellar. So in the cloakroom I fitted a power socket which is connected to this. So what I need to do is actually wire this into the circuit. It's up there, I've got some connectors I can just connect it into, and then the socket in the cloakroom will actually work rather than just being there. So that's this morning's job. Shouldn't take me too long. Well, it's not clipped in, but I've got the wire to where I want it to be, and I've stripped the ends of it. Well, that didn't take me long. So the next thing to do is go upstairs and turn the power on and see what happens. Check it's working. Should be. And there we go. We have power. Hurrah! Another job done.
I've not really had a chance to show you what I've been up to. I've washed down a load of shutters, ready for sanding and painting, but I also washed down this door, the entrance to Mr. Butcher's tool storage area, number 1 of like 17 now. But I've started on this giant sliding door. Extra time. Thought I'd give it a quick go. Why not? I've started it. I've taken off a lot of the paint that you can see on the floor, and I've painted the 2 sections at the top in a hammerite black, and I'm just starting on the grey now.
Going back to the ground floor ensuite, I had planned for a power socket. Just not quite sure whether it would be here or here or here. So I'm just going to have to go and have a look through some of our older videos from when I was lining the wall out to work out exactly where to drill the hole. I've got my nice diamond tipped hole saw ready. Just want to make sure I do it in the right place.
Late last night I decided to have a little move round in some of the outside barns with the help of Nick. I now have part of Nick's workshop, yes, I've taken it over, where I have a shutter production line. So these shutters here, I've cleaned the fronts and the backs of them with water, given them a darn good scrub, and this is the area where I will now give them a light sanding. And then back over here in the regular shutter workshop, I've created an area just for painting. So these ones are for the downstairs doorway that leads into the Maison de Maître as a kind of like a back door. They've had 2 coats on this side. I've got to flip them over this morning and do 1 coat on the other side. I've also got the first pair of bedroom louvered shutters from the Maison de Maître. These are all washed down and they're ready to kind of be painted. I've not gone overboard with sanding on these because they're high up in the air, there's not a lot of point, and when the paint goes on them, it's not too bad. I'm thinking now, if I've got a production line, hopefully I'll be able to increase shutter turnover. We'll wait and see.
I've been looking through old videos of when I was making this room, and I think there is where I should drill for the electricity socket. Well, if it's wrong, I've got some spare tiles. We'll be fine. Let's have a look. Go then. I'd been marking out for things in the room, I actually drew a picture of a socket on the wall, just to mark out where I wanted to put the socket. Ah, we have my little picture of a socket just there. Yay! Well, I just had to use my umbilical camera just to check the cable I was putting through wasn't the one connected to the light here. But it isn't, because I pulled it through and it's got the connector block on the end. So I am ready to fit the socket. I have turned the power off. So that just leaves the cover plate to fit. That way up. Yay! Excellent. So any visitors that have a hairdryer or an appliance that they wish to plug in here can do so. Hurrah. We're off to Claire's parents. Seem to be stuck behind a convoy agricole, which is filling the road. You can't even overtake it. But Claire's happy because it's a John Deere.
It's a John Deere!
And we've even taken the dogs with us, haven't we, Merlot?
We're going to Nana's.
It's absolutely filling the road. Well, the nice farmer pulled over and let everyone pass, so we have the open road ahead. Woo!
Still not as good as a John Deere. This evening we are being treated to a very lovely night out in the Coq in Cedra in Cleon with Jill and Marios, our hosts, and we also, at the other side of the table, we have Nicholas,
Me.
dearest mother,
Mother-in-law.
and
Mother dearest.
Mother dearest, and our favourite at the end,
Mike.
Mike. Hooray! And Gin.
Mike thought it was fancy dress and came as a sailor.
How does it go?
And they're dry, are they?
They should be dry. Well, at least it matches with the rest of your outfit. Grey. Don't shut because they're wet. Don't, because they're wet. Yeah.
Need to come down a bit.
Oh, I'll touch them up where they are, and then.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go and do. Have I got any on my t-shirt?
No, but your flies are undone.
Well, I'll just have to stay like that. Otherwise, I'll end up with something else grey. So I've made it to Rochelle Airport, where I'm meeting a friend, Martin. Flight's been delayed, but that's alright. I've had a couple of coffees. Not the biggest of airports. Really not a lot here at all. But that should mean we get a good view of the plane coming in. Hello.
Hello?
You alright?
So while Nick had his night away in La Rochelle with Martin last night, I managed to get second coat of paint done on the door, and I managed to get 4 shutters sanded down, and I got 2 coats of paint on one side. So I think I'm winning. Around and about the house for a few weeks, we've been seeing a thing called a Hoopoe bird, and a Hoopoe bird looks like this. We've finally found that the Hoopoe bird is living behind us in this wall, and is actually sitting on a nest of chicks. And it's bringing food in and out and in and out. Hoopoe birds are really extraordinary, and they kind of look like Johnny Rotten from the Sex Pistols. Here's a few close-up videos of some of the footage we've managed to get of the Hoopoe bird. I've flipped these lot over this morning to do the coats on the back sides of them. Here goes coat number 1. Woohoo! I've also got some guests in here who are helping me. I say that you're helping me, but I know that you pooed on one of my shutters last night. Yeah, you laugh. You pooed on my shutter. I noticed something different about these shutters, and I get the impression that these could be the oldest shutters on the house. The hinges on these shutters, they seem to be a lot more thicker and a lot more rugged than on the more kind of daintier shutters like the louvered shutters. The shutter mechanism on this window, so this is what's on the Maison de Maître, and they're a lot more, I'd even call them a lot more feminine and a lot more thinner. They're more delicate and a little bit more dainty than the more rugged, big shutters you've just seen me painting in the workshop. Yeah, I'm sure the ones on the ones I've been doing are a lot more older than what this is. First coat on this side, done. Now I'm going to go and take this paint and I'm going to go and do a little experiment. I started painting this pair of louvered bedroom shutters on the Maison de Maître this week. I have 2 different types of paint. So this tin here is the tin that I've been using to paint the louvered shutters. Ta-da! And I've also used this paint to paint, take you outside. I also used the paint to paint the shutter balcony doors. And I also used it on these doors over here, which is the one that when Nick was hanging them, he got covered in paint. This tin here is the tin that I've been using on the shutters on our side of the house and the shutters that you've just seen me painting, along with the big barn door into Nick's workshop area. Now, it's so strange, okay? So this one's got a 10-year guarantee. This one has a 12-year guarantee. They're both satin paints. Grey anthracite satin. Anthracite satin. But both paints come out completely different. This is obviously for extreme climates and for wood. And this is just for exterior wood. But this one, the one that I've done the louvered shutters with, it's almost like a gloss. Now, I've not sanded the outside of these shutters down terrifically well because they're high up in the air. I've got the stick of the paint off of it. But it comes out, it's, as I say, it's like a gloss. And it also takes forever to dry, and I don't know why, because obviously you saw Nick's hands were covered in grey paint, and those shutters had been left for a day and a half to dry. So my experiment is going to be to see if I can paint over this set of shutters with the more matte paint I've been using. I've done one coat of the paint that looks like gloss, but the other paint, it's so much nicer and easier to paint with. It's like the paint goes on and the paint dries, whereas the gloss one, it's horrible, it's sticky, it's kind of like painting with oil. So yeah, I'm gonna paint, I think, one corner of this shutter and see how this paint goes on. Because yeah, I think I really would like to change the texture of it while I can. Here goes, I picked the top of the louvered shutter, and as you can see, it's shiny. Oh, I'm just gonna go over this and see if the paint even sticks, because where it's oily underneath, I'm worried that it's not gonna stick, or it's not gonna dry. It covers so much better as well, like up here. Right, so I'm going to leave that now. I'm going to give it an hour, and I'm going to come back to it and see what happens. And I really, really hope that I can use this matte paint, because it's so much nicer.
So we've got into the Grand Van Blanc, and Martin and I are off to do some shopping. Where are we going?
To the Bricko shop.
Yay! Forward. Alley. Alley up.
Alley up.
Bye! So we've loaded up with 40 of the half-size sheets of plasterboard, and now we've just got a queue a mile long. That's an exaggeration, to be fair, but we have a fair number of people in front of us. It's lunchtime, so they'll be on minimal staff, so we could be here a little while.
And my last little job on the barn door, finishing off the handle. Not bad. I'm now quite happy with what I've done with this door. I've just given it 2 coats, and the reason why I've only given it 2 is because it's inside and it's away from the elements. However, I've only managed to do one side of the door, and the reason why I've not done the back of the door yet is because in here we still actually have swallows living in here, and I don't want to have to shut the door and paint it and kick them out for a day or 2 because it's their home. I'm in the big hangar area where the hens live, and I am over near the doors to what was once a pigsty, and I'm going to give these doors a quick run over with the sander. The paint on the left one's in okay condition for like a base coat. However, with ivy that's obviously grown up them for a few years, it's left all of these tiny little sticky yucky marks on, and I think if I paint over it, it's just going to look all dot to dot blobby. So yeah, I'm just going to try and give it a go to get off, yeah, these tiny little sucker dots. I've managed to do just up to this line up here, but I need the ladder to go higher. However, I'm just going to go really careful with where I put the ladder, because at either side of the door there is 2 pits where obviously the pig slurry would run into when they cleaned the pigsty out, and I don't really feel like ending up in some prehistoric pig waste. 2 coats down on the pigsty doors. I think they're pretty much finished now. The lock needs to go back on at some point, and I need to paint it, but I've only just found it today. 1 final coat on the backs of these for today. I'm hoping that they'll be dry by tomorrow morning, and I can just flip them over, give them 1 more quick coat, and we can get 2 sets of shutters up, hopefully before this video goes out on Sunday. Good news, the test patch has worked, and I'm now on to painting the 2nd coat on these shutters in the good paint.
Well, that's all 40 sheets of plasterboard that we just brought back from the Brocante, unloaded in the hallway. I think we'll have a little break before we even consider taking them any further upstairs. So.
Are you seriously following me upstairs, Doc?
Blimey, Martin, you're quicker than me, and I'm not even carrying a board.
Well, I think I have to quickly do this. Short time.
And this is where the boards are ending up. So, that was a pile I did on my own the other day, and Martin's nearly done most of this on his own. So, whilst it's all great for me to film, I'm gonna better put this down and give him a hand, or he won't buy me dinner. Martin and I have just loaded up the van with some garden waste and some bags of general waste, and we're off to the Déchetterie. I think he really wants to know about this experience firsthand. So he's excited to be going
To the tip.
to the tip. There we go. Doing a splendid job, Martin. Just because you get to use a pitchfork, isn't it?
Hey, well done.
Well done, you.
Shutters. So this week, one set of doors done, 2 sets of shutters done, barn door done, pigsty doors done, louvre shutters on the way. Let's see what next week brings. Woohoo!
Quite a few people have decided that wine names would be appropriate for our hens. So this young lady, who is a white Sussex hen, is called Sheddin, aren't you? And this little girl is a Rhode Island Red and is now called Cognac. And this little feisty girl is called Bordeaux. Hello. Hello. And I don't know why, but for some reason this little one's called Edith. Hello there and welcome to Wine of the Week! Well, we've had a really good week. Our friend Martin has come over and he's in the pool already. It's a beautiful day, and what nicer wine to drink on a nice warm summer's day than Pitbull de Pinet. It goes really well with shellfish and seafood, or just in a glass. End of.
Yeah.
So whilst Claire's opening that, I want to say thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed it, click like and subscribe. You can follow us on our website, which is www.theexpatbutchers.com,
Or on Facebook, Instagram or Twitter.
and well, let me pass one of these over to the man in the pool. Thank you, sir. You're welcome. Thank you. And there you are. So, cheers.
Cheers!
Beautiful. How much is this and where from?
This is from Hoopoe You, and it was €4.35 a bottle.
Every euro, I think you'll find over here.
Thanks for watching, and we will see you next week.
Cheerio.
Bye!